Okay, now let's talk about my beloved club, Barcelona. Barcelona just signed Karim Adeyemi, not just signed, okay? That happened probably like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, and right now I'm making a video about it. Bear with me. I was going to make the video about it, right? But I was wondering, should I make a whole video about him or wait for Barcelona to make another transfer? But so far they've been quiet. Besides the Anthony Gordon transfer that they did, and our saga that keep going on, they've been kind of quiet, honestly. And the thing so far I've seen with Barcelona this year is that they are quiet about the transfer rumors, but as soon you hear about it, 24 hours later, boom, it's done. It's complete, which I love. Okay, so let's talk about Karim Adeyemi and also Anthony Gordon in this video. Yeah, let's do that because there's only two transfers, right? Karim Adeyemi, 24 years old, German player, from Leipzig. He was not his first club, but the club that everybody heard about the name Adam Kayemi. If I'm not mistaken, if he played with Holland or it was after Holland left, I don't remember. Don't quote me on this, but I remember Barcelona um scouting him around that time before he actually eventually go to Borussia Dortmund, where he involves them. He was like a 50-50. Some game he's good, some game he been bad. I can see from the set, right? From the Bundesliga guy, played 20, especially last season, right? Or this season, I should say. 28 matches, 7 goals, 4 assists. For the Champions League, he also played 9 matches, 3 goals, and 2 assists. Those are not inflated stats as in like, oh, this is a world class player because I or he's a starting 11 player. I don't think he's coming to Barcelona for a starting spot. I think he's coming for depth for this Barcelona team because he can play as a left winger, he can play as a number 9, and also can play as a right winger. Because if you guys remember last year, right, even when Hansi Flick wanted to give Lamine Yamal some rest, he barely could give him some rest because he didn't fully put his full trust in Rooney Bargi. Even though he had some decent game, but you can clearly see the coach was not believing him because Lamine Yamal was playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes, the league, the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, and that was a lot, especially Lamine was what, 17, 18? That's a lot of football. So much so, it becomes to Lamine Yamal get injured at the end of the season for Barcelona before the World Cup even start. So they clearly see that the team need depth. And I will say, right, I didn't see that transfer coming. I don't know how fully I feel about it until I see him play for Barcelona. But all I can say is he's a very, very rapid player. He's fast. He's fast, 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 fast. And one thing you can see, right? So far from Hansi Flick and what he has in Deco to go with Barcelona, he's getting player that will be good in transition, that goes super fast and that can just press that or press machine also. And that sees Adeyemi. Adeyemi is that player for Barcelona. So just picture, right? Um you have Adeyemi Yamal, and then you also have Alvarez. If the deal will get done, because I really hope it gets done, and it should get done. You got Alvarez and Ferran, and then you also have Rafinha and Gordon. That's your 6 attackers for Champions League, Copa del Rey, and the league. Perfect. And you can even rotate it around. Doesn't mean like Rafa or Lamine Yamal gotta be on the bench for Adeyemi to play. It can be Lamine Yamal, Adeyemi, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Adeyemi, Gordon, Adeyemi, Alvarez, Lamar. Like there's so many combination that you can do depending on what the game need at the time. Okay, let's just say you're losing like 1-0 and then there's like 7 minutes. You put Gordon in, you put Ademi in. My days. That's a big update from what NT Flick had last season. Because last season, if you're losing a game, right, you bring Ferran Torres. That's the only attacker that you really, really had. And Marcus Rashford and Bargaji. See, those three sound like now I feel like Barcelona have a proper attack. So as a Barcelona fan, I'm not gonna judge him until he plays for my club. But I honestly love the fact that Deco actually giving Hansi Flick the player that he wants for what so far he's been doing in Barcelona. He's been doing a great job. He deserves to get the player that he wants. And I think if Hansi Flick want Adeyemi, then Adeyemi is what Hansi Flick needs. So now let's talk about Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, right? Anthony Gordon's coming from Newcastle to Barcelona for a fee of 80. Oh, Adeyemi fee was like 20 plus something like that. So around like close to like 30, 25, 25, 28 mark million, which was a good transfer because it was a run down his contract. It's a good spending money. Anthony Gordon, right, went from Everton to Newcastle. Really, really blew up on the scene at Newcastle. He can also play as a left winger and striker. So more like a false nine, I would say, than like a proper striker. He also a speedy player, very fast. And I think also he's perfect for uncyclic system, just like Adeyemi. And you can clearly see, right, based on how Antifa want his team to play, he want them to be fast in transition, fast in the counter. He want them press proven, relentless and everything. So this is another type of player that Antifa will very enjoy, especially with Rafinha's injury lately. He's going up to the age. He can't stay fit for a second. And Tony Gordon is going to be a great player for Barcelona. So far in this World Cup, right, he scored, if I'm not mistaken, scored one goal and have three, three or four assists in this World Cup so far. He's playing a decent World Cup. Okay, their last game, he played against Argentina. He scored the only goal for England for. He scored the only goal for England to help them to try to help them move past Argentina, but didn't work out. Um, One thing I will say though, it feels interesting. It feels interesting that Barcelona also signed another Englishman. Okay, beside Lineker, back in the days, from what I heard, story of him, I did not know him about the player. Then they had Marcus Rashford, a lone player. Now they fully have a player for 5 years as an Anthony Gordon. Usually, like English players, right? When they're proven like this, they stay in the Premier League, and you or usually go to the Bundesliga to develop the game more, but go back to the Premier League. You don't see like a proven player leave the Premier League to go in another big team. Besides Jude, that dated from Bundesliga going to Real Madrid, not from the Premier League going to Real Madrid. You know what I mean, right? See a lot of change going around the Englishmen nowadays, right? They are willing to leave the Premier League to go abroad. They like to Harry Kane going to Bayern, Gordon going to Barcelona, Jude going to Jude coming from the Bundesliga, but still he's an Englishman. Usually we would expect him to go and perform in the Premier League. Okay. Um yeah, I think Gordon going to be a great player for Barcelona. I can see him going to finish the crazy Trivela passes, the crazy cross from Lamine Yamal in the second post. He's a box crasher at time. He is good in 1v1, which is something Barcelona miss in the left wing because only Labi Jabal did win the 1v1. He will press the fuck out of you. I would say he can also play as a left wing as a number nine. He can be like Rafinha, Gordon, Lamine, or like Gordon, Alvarez, Lamine, Gordon, Alvarez, Adeyemi, like many different setup that Antifix have in his disposal, and it's beautiful. Anthony Gordon is what 20. Hold on, Anthony Gordon. Yeah. And Anthony Gordon is 25 years old. You have a Damien that's 24 and Anthony Gordon that's 25 years old. What more can Barcelona ask for? I'm here for it. I'm excited about this transfer. I'm excited for the season to start. Okay. I'm really enjoying this World Cup, but I'm excited for the season to start. I really hope Barcelona get the Julian Alvarez deal done. It would be beautiful. And I also wish they get one more defender, possibly a right back, and possibly a left back if they're not gonna go for Joao Cancelo. The midfield I think is solid. And let's get that new season started with this Calabasa.